Welcome to the deep dive. We're diving into a business classic today, The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber.
Oh, yeah, a classic.
Have you read this one?
Oh, yeah, back in the day. A while ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good one.
It's all about, helping entrepreneurs
Hmm.
break free from that small business owner trap.
Yeah.
You know that one where you're always working in your business
Yep.
instead of on it?
Yeah, and it's funny because
Right.
he really nails this idea that just because you're good at something
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean you're good at running a business, doing that thing.
Oh, it's so true. Like, you could be an amazing baker
Mm-hmm.
or mechanic or designer, but that doesn't automatically translate to
Totally.
business success.
Yeah.
In fact, Gerber actually says that this thinking is what he calls the E-myth,
Right.
and it can trap talented people in just like the daily grind.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of explore how to break free from that trap using his insights to build a business that doesn't just totally rely on you,
Yeah.
one that can grow and thrive. And we are lucky to have you here
Glad to be here.
because you've helped a lot of businesses
I've seen it in action. A lot.
put these principles into action. So what's the first big idea Gerber throws at us?
Well, one of the most powerful ideas, I think, in this book is that there's 3 distinct roles
Okay.
that every business owner plays.
Right, lame on me.
The technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur.
Okay, so the technician is the one with the hands-on skills.
Exactly.
Like the baker who bakes, the mechanic who fixes, the designer who designs.
Yep. And I think this is where
Right.
a lot of business owners get tripped up.
Oh, yeah.
They get so into being the technician that they forget those other 2 roles.
Right,
You've got the manager who keeps everything organized,
right,
runs smoothly, and then you've got the entrepreneur
right.
who's that visionary, steering the ship
Totally.
into the future.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I fall into that trap all the time. Oh, yeah.
I love researching and writing for the show.
Uh-huh.
And then I look up and I'm like, oh, no. The marketing needs attention.
Right.
The website needs updating. The finances are a mess.
That's always something.
It's so easy to just get stuck in that
Technician mode.
technician mode. Yeah.
That's such a classic example of the E-myth playing out.
right.
And the problem is when you're always in that technician role,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have the time to think big picture,
All right. Yeah.
to really work on the business.
You become a slave to your own business,
That's it,
which is exactly what Gerber wants us to avoid.
right?
So his whole premise is built around this idea
Yeah.
that your business should run without you,
Without you even being there.
without you being there.
Yeah.
That's the power of working on your business, not just in it.
Exactly.
But how do we actually do that?
So this is where he introduces this concept of a turnkey business.
Okay.
Think about McDonald's.
They're successful because they systematize everything.
Right.
It's all about documented processes, standard procedures, scalability,
Okay.
so that anyone can operate the business,
Right.
whether you're there or not.
So even if you are not planning to franchise,
Mm-hmm.
thinking like a franchise owner
Yes.
is valuable.
So valuable because it forces you to create a business that's not totally dependent on you.
Right.
You have to define your values,
Okay.
document your processes, ensure consistency,
Right.
build a system that delivers value whether you're there or not.
Yeah, that's a huge mindset shift
Huge.
for a lot of entrepreneurs who are used to
Doing it all.
doing it all themselves.
Yeah.
So how does Gerber suggest we start building this type of business?
Well, he lays out this 3-step process for business development
Okay.
that he calls innovation, quantification, and orchestration.
Okay.
3 big words.
Break those down for us.
All right.
What does he mean by innovation?
So innovation is all about constantly finding ways to improve your product, your service, your customer experience.
Okay.
Think about it as finding new and better ways to serve your customers.
So it's not just about coming up with like a groundbreaking invention, but
Yeah.
just doing things better.
Yeah. Got to be finding a more efficient way to schedule appointments
Right.
or, streamlining your customer service,
Mm-hmm.
maybe tweaking your product packaging to make it more appealing.
Got it.
Little things.
Okay. And then there's quantification.
Yes. Quantification.
What is that all about?
This is measuring everything.
Okay.
Sales, customer feedback, employee performance, anything that can give you data to make decisions.
So you can't improve what you don't measure.
Exactly.
Got to track the numbers to see what's working and what's not.
That's it. And you might be surprised what the data tells you.
Oh, I bet.
You might think a marketing campaign's a flop and it's bringing in tons of customers.
Oh, interesting.
Or a product you think is amazing is actually falling flat.
So you gather all this data through quantification.
Sure.
And then what? What's orchestration?
So orchestration is where you take those successes and turn them into repeatable systems.
Okay.
Document your processes, create training manual.
Oh, so you're taking what works and you're making sure it works again and again,
Exactly.
even if you're not the one doing it every single time.
Right. And innovation doesn't have to be this big revolutionary thing.
Right.
It could be as simple as finding a better way to handle customer inquiries.
Okay.
Maybe all customer emails go to a central inbox instead of individual employees' accounts.
Oh, that's a good one.
Then you use quantification to track, are those inquiries being answered quickly?
Right.
Is customer satisfaction improving?
Right.
Is it actually saving time?
And then if it's working, you orchestrate it.
You document the process, you train your team, and you make sure it's part of your workflow.
Gerber seems really big on thinking like a franchise owner.
He is.
Even if you're not planning to franchise. Why is that mindset so important?
Because it forces you to think about your business as a system,
Okay.
something that can be duplicated and scaled
Right.
without totally relying on you.
So I'm picturing, like, let's say I was opening multiple locations of my
Right.
bakery.
Okay.
What would need to be in place to make sure that each location runs smoothly
Yeah.
and gives the same experience to every customer?
Need brand guidelines, an operations manual, standardized recipes,
Right.
training programs for each role,
Oh, wow.
a system for managing inventory and quality control.
So even if you're a solo entrepreneur working from home, adopting that mindset
Yeah,
could be so beneficial.
because it pushes you to create systems and processes
Right.
that make your business less reliant on you.
Yeah. So you can actually step back,
Take a vacation.
take a vacation, or even just like focus on
Other things.
other areas of the business.
Yeah.
Knowing that things are still running. Okay, that's great in theory.
But for someone listening right now who's feeling overwhelmed,
Yeah.
like drowning in their business,
Totally.
thinking 24/7,
Yeah, I've been there.
what's one thing they could do
Oh, that's a good question.
to start turning things around?
Start by documenting one process that's causing you headaches or taking up all your time.
Okay.
Could be anything. How you process an online order. How you respond to a customer complaint. Write down every single step,
Okay.
like you're explaining it to someone who's never done it before.
So for me, that might be documenting
Yeah.
how I research and prepare for a deep dive.
Exactly.
From brainstorming topics to
Yeah.
finding sources
Mhm.
to writing the script, it's all laid out.
And then once you have that,
Right.
you can analyze it. Can any steps be streamlined?
Oh.
Can you delegate anything? Can anything be automated?
Documenting that one process could free up so much mental space
Totally.
and maybe even time.
It's like organizing that one messy drawer,
And you can finally find things.
right? It's like, oh,
I know where that is.
then I can breathe.
Right. And remember, building a business is about working smarter, not harder.
Totally.
Creating systems.
Right.
Leverage your time and energy better.
So this all comes back to that shift from technician
Yes.
to entrepreneur,
Big shift.
from being the doer to being the leader.
That's it.
But the E-Myth Revisited isn't just about systems and processes, is it?
No, it's not. There's more to it.
Like what?
It's about the people you're serving.
It's about the customer.
A customer. Yeah.
You can have the best systems and the best products.
Yeah.
But if they don't resonate with your target audience,
Doesn't matter.
it's all for nothing.
You got it.
All right, so that's where we'll pick up in the next part
Sounds good.
of our deep dive.
Looking forward to it.
We'll explore how understanding your customer
Mhm.
is at the heart of building a business that thrives.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, so we're back and we were talking about, the importance of stepping back
Mm-hmm.
and working on your business, not just in it.
Right.
And you explained Gerber's 3-step process,
Yep.
innovation, quantification, and orchestration.
3 big ones.
I'm curious how these actually play out
Yeah, good question.
in a real business.
So let's go back to that bakery example.
Okay, yeah.
So imagine the owner wants to innovate.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she decides to introduce a new line of gluten-free pastries.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, tap into that growing market,
Right.
people with dietary restrictions.
But how does quantification fit in?
Good point.
Would she just
Yeah,
bake the pastries and see if they sell?
a lot of business owners would do that.
Right.
Just rely on gut feeling.
Yeah.
But Gerber would say, track everything.
Okay.
How many are you selling each day?
Mm-hmm.
Are customers asking for them?
Right.
Are you getting good feedback?
Right.
Are people coming back for more?
So you're constantly gathering data
All the time.
to inform your decisions.
Yep.
Okay, so let's say the gluten-free pastries are a hit.
Okay.
How do you orchestrate that success?
So that's where you turn that idea into a system.
Okay.
You know, the baker could create a standardized recipe
Mm-hmm.
for each pastry, document the process,
Right.
train her staff to bake them consistently,
Okay.
maybe even develop some marketing materials.
Right. Targeted to gluten-free customers.
Exactly.
So you're taking what worked
Yep.
and making sure it works again and again,
Right.
even if you're not the one doing the baking every time.
And remember, innovation doesn't have to be this big thing.
Right.
It could be as simple as finding a more efficient way to handle customer inquiries.
Okay.
Maybe instead of emails going to individual employees,
Mm-hmm.
they all go to one central inbox.
That's a good one.
And then you can use quantification to track, are they being answered quickly?
Mm-hmm.
Is customer satisfaction improving?
Yep.
Is it saving time?
And if it's working, you orchestrate it
Exactly.
by documenting it, training the team,
Yeah.
making it part of the workflow.
That's how you build a system.
Gerber keeps coming back to this idea of
I just.
thinking like a franchise owner, even if you don't want to franchise.
It's such an important mindset.
Why is it so important?
It forces you to think about your business as something that can be replicated,
Okay.
scaled,
Right.
without depending on you.
So let's say I was opening a bunch of bakeries.
Right.
What would I need
Yeah.
to make sure each one was running smoothly
Yeah.
and giving customers the same experience?
You need brand guidelines, an operations manual,
Okay.
standardized recipes,
Right.
training for every role,
Wow.
a system for managing inventory and quality.
It's like a whole blueprint.
That's it.
So even as a solo entrepreneur working from home, that mindset is still
So valuable
so valuable.
because it helps you create systems. So you're not the only one
Right.
who can do everything.
Yeah. So you can take a vacation
Exactly.
or focus on other parts of the business.
That's the freedom we're talking about.
Knowing things are still running.
Yep.
Okay, this is all great in theory.
Right.
But what about someone who's listening right now
Yeah.
who's totally overwhelmed?
Well, I've been there.
They're drowning in their business.
Working all the time.
Working 24/7.
It's tough.
What's one thing they can do today
Just one thing.
to start turning things around?
I'd say start by documenting one process.
Okay.
Just one
Okay.
that's causing you headaches
Mm-hmm.
or taking up all your time.
Okay.
Could be anything. How you process an order online,
Right?
how you respond to a complaint.
Mm-hmm.
Write down every single step,
Right.
like you're explaining it to someone who's never done it before.
So like for me, it would be
Yeah.
documenting how I prepare for the deep dive.
Exactly.
From brainstorming to finding sources to writing the script.
You got it.
So it's all laid out step by step.
And once you have that,
Right.
you can look at it. Can any steps be streamlined?
Okay.
Can you delegate anything? Can anything be automated?
Documenting that one process could free up so much mental space.
It really can. And time.
It's like organizing a messy drawer.
Oh, it's such a good analogy.
You can finally find things.
Right. It's like, I can breathe.
I know where that is.
I know where everything is.
Right.
Right. And it's about working smarter, not harder.
That's the key.
Creating systems
Exactly.
to leverage your time and energy.
It's what it's all about.
So this all comes back to that shift
Mm-hmm.
from technician to entrepreneur,
Big shift.
from doer to leader.
That's what we're talking about.
But the E-Myth Revisited
Yeah.
isn't just about systems and processes.
You're right. It's not.
There's more to it.
There's more.
There's this whole other layer.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's about the people you're serving.
The customer. The customer.
Yeah, you can have the best systems,
Mhm.
the best products.
Yeah.
But if they don't work for your target audience,
It doesn't matter.
it's all for nothing.
You got it.
All right, so that's where we'll pick up.
That's good.
In the final part in our deep dive,
I'm ready.
we'll explore how understanding your customer
Mhm.
is at the heart of building a business that thrives.
Absolutely.
We've been talking about the E-Myth Revisited, building a business that works even when you're not there. Systems, processes, thinking like a franchise.
Right.
But now we got to zoom in on something super important.
Right.
The customer.
The customer.
It's amazing how many entrepreneurs
Mhm.
get so caught up in their own thing
Their passion,
Oh.
your skills.
that they forget the most important element,
Totally.
the people they're trying to serve.
It's so easy to do.
You can have the best product,
Uh,
the best service in the world, But if it doesn't resonate with your
it's just
audience,
not going to work.
it's not going to work. Gerber really emphasizes this.
He does.
Your business should be built around serving your customers,
100%.
not just showcasing you.
It's about their needs, not yours.
So how do we actually do that?
We got to ask the right questions.
Okay.
Who are your ideal customers?
Right.
What are their pain points? What are they looking for?
Right.
What kind of experience do they want?
And you can't just guess.
No. You got to go out there and talk to them.
Talk to your customers. I love that.
Surveys, social media, watch how they behave.
Yeah. So many business owners just rely on assumptions.
Or hunches.
Yeah, but you can get so much information
So much.
by actually listening to your customers.
Exactly. And, this goes back to that idea of innovation.
Right.
It's about always trying to improve based on what you learn.
So it's not just like a
Yeah.
one-time thing.
No, it's ongoing.
You're constantly adapting.
The market changes. Customer needs change.
You got to stay flexible.
Yep. Check in. Get feedback. Make adjustments.
That's how you stay ahead.
Gerber also talks about creating a customer experience. That goes beyond just the product or service.
Right. Like it's the whole thing.
What does he mean by that?
He's talking about every interaction.
Okay.
From the first time they hear about you to when they buy something.
Right.
And even after that.
Think about those brands you love.
Yeah, the ones you keep going back to.
What makes them so special?
Why do you like them? For me, it's often the little things.
Like what?
A handwritten thank you note,
Nice.
a quick email reply,
Makes a difference.
easy returns.
It all adds up.
Those little touches matter.
And you don't have to be a huge company to do that.
Right. Even small businesses can make customers feel valued.
Absolutely. Maybe it's a loyalty program,
Okay.
birthday discounts, or just remembering their name.
Remembering their name. Wow.
Know what they ordered last time.
It's like you're going the extra mile
Yeah. You actually care.
to show you care.
And that builds loyalty.
Because those one-time buyers become repeat customers.
Exactly.
And then those repeat
You
customers,
just are telling everyone.
they become like walking
It's the
advertisement.
best kind of marketing.
Word of mouth. You can't beat it.
Nope. So I think as we wrap up
Yeah.
our deep dive into the E-Myth Revisited,
Mm-hmm.
one of the biggest takeaways
Yeah.
is that building a business
Mm-hmm.
takes more than just skills.
You got to shift your mindset
You got to embrace systems,
and understand your customer.
inside and out.
It's about moving from technician to entrepreneur,
Big shift.
working on your business,
Not just in it.
not just in it. And then you create a business that's not just profitable,
Yeah.
but sustainable,
Can grow.
scalable.
Runs without you.
And it can run without you. Isn't that the dream?
That's the dream. Freedom, flexibility.
Right, to pursue your passions.
Without being chained to the daily grind.
The E-Myth Revisited gives you a way to get there.
A roadmap.
So much good stuff in this book.
It's a classic for a reason.
I'm definitely going to revisit it myself.
Me too. Always something new to learn.
And if you're listening, I highly recommend you do the same.
Whether you're a business owner or just starting out.
There's something in here for everyone.
Got it.
So that brings us to the end
That's
of
so good.
our deep dive
It's been fun.
into the E-Myth Revisited. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We hope you found it insightful.
And useful.
Keep seeking knowledge
Keep asking questions.
and keep diving deep.
Until next time.
Until next time.